All right, good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. It's 9:31 at the moment, 22nd of July. We are moving very nicely through the month. We're going to get started now. Remember, guys, lots of levels, lots of zones, a lot of opinion here. Please do not construe this as advice in any way. Warm welcome to you. As always, I'm Ashley Reeve, and it's wonderful to be with you this morning. Guys, if you're here for the very first time, we have Tundi online. Welcome, T. We have all information right there for you guys as well. We have our TDME Exchange crypto account. You can visit the official TDM website, TDME website there, guys, www.tdmarkets.io. And obviously, we have our support team readily available for you. Any questions, you can reach them at care@tdmarkets.com. The live chat is also running at the moment. So if you'd like to reach out there, you can do it too. It's good to see the guys here. Sammy, still eating on it, man. There we go. I'm in the goal too. I didn't miss it this time. I'm on it. Jules, good morning. Savage, I see you there. Good morning. Tanya, Tato, I see you there, man. Claire, Obed, good morning, guys. We're giving all the slow pokes a bit of time to quickly come on here. It's 9:33. We're going to give them 1 or 2 minutes, to get online as well. Tabatso, I see you there. Good morning. And don't forget, like the stream, ladies and gentlemen. All right, traders, like the stream. Let's get our platform out there to as many people as possible. Let's feed the algorithm. Tato, I keep on going back, man. You said to me, Ash, it's natural. Just ask the guys, tell them, all right, it's natural for the likes. So, guys, I'm just doing what Tato said. Like the stream, feed the algorithm so we can get this out to the guys. Because you know what? What we're doing here, we are really getting our students, our clients to understand the markets in a very simplified way. There's a lot of information out there, yes, but we are consolidating a lot of it and just presenting it very, very simply. All right. So let's give the guys another minute or so to quickly come online, and then we'll take it from there. All right. Another minute or so. All right, let's go. Let's go, guys. Let's go. 9:35 at the moment. Let's push. Dr. Ahmad, I see you there. Yes. All right. Okay. Are you guys ready? Because I am. I'm ready. So let me know in the chat facility very quickly there, guys. You know, this is a community. We obviously keep in touch. We speak, we give interaction, or we at least create space for that. Any questions, put them in the chat facility. All right. Tanya, there we go. You ready? Busi, I see you online there. All right. I'm ready, man. I'm ready for you guys. All right. So let's start from the top, guys. Let's start from the top. We're going to start off with some of the major movers, obviously. We're going to start off with the British pound. And ladies and gentlemen, I mean, look at this. Isn't this amazing? I'm going to use the words accuracy. I'm going to use the words on the right path. I'm going to use the words direction friendly, because that's exactly what we are presenting here. All right. Tabang, I see the USD CAD. Man, do I have something to show you on the USD CAD, Tabang? We're going to get there. Let's start off with the pound. Now, the British pound, we know, fell, guys. We've been eating of this one already from yesterday. It fell to below that 1.34 mark, guys. UK's inflation, all right, came in lower than expected. Now, how crazy is that? For the guys that's following every word, every morsel of every word. All right, look at that. All right, just look at that. Can you guys see how all these results are actually coming out exactly the way we are anticipating the technicals? Please, guys, please understand that that is what's happening here. That pound, or at least the inflation, that came in at 2.6% and not 2.7%. That's amazing. That means that the GBP USD and what we're trading to 1.33379 is still on the books. It's still right there. That's what I love about what we're doing here, guys. That's why I said I'm using words like direction friendly, we are following the path, words like accuracy. Let's say we are very close to precision. Remember, guys, Ash doesn't believe in perfection. I'll be honest. I don't believe in anything perfect on planet Earth. But I do believe that we can at least have a metric that is close to precision or perfection, but never 100%. All right, because there's just no such thing on planet Earth. But you can do a 80%, you can do 85, you can do a 90%. That's why many students in class, really fall short. You get one or two anomalies there, of students that will hit 100%. All right, 100% marks, and they are like considered geniuses in the school that they attend. Right, if they're hitting like 3-4 subjects with 100%, that's considered what genius in society, or is at least the way we place it, right? But you'll find that that happens like once every 5 years or something like that, right? So we don't believe in perfection, but we believe we can get close to being really good at something, isn't it so, guys? Right? I mean, not even Cristiano Ronaldo is perfect, guys. He's won so many Ballon d'Ors, highest goal scoring abilities, and played for so many clubs around the world, made hundreds of millions of euros, dollars, and so forth. But never won a World Cup. So there's just no such thing as perfection. Even though I really like Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm just being honest, okay? So we're moving nicely. And at this point in time, we can see that our direction on the pound dollar is really, really good. Now, remember, guys, the inflation that slowed to 2.6%, the expected was 2.7, all right? This has reduced the pressure on the Bank of England to raise those interest rates. I said to you yesterday, I don't know who can remember here, put it in the chat. I said to you guys, all right, that interest rates can't be raised at the same time. I told you guys this. Who remembers that? Put it on there quickly. Chat facility. Let the people that's joining for the first time see that we are transparent. If you heard me say it, let's be transparent here, all right? That interest rates can't be raised simultaneously. They take chances because otherwise there'll be a big crash. When interest rates are raised, currency strengthens. So the pound may not be raised this time around, all right? Are we together? However, 2 months later or 3 months into the future, maybe November, we could get a totally different result because the US is aiming to hike those rates at 60%, which I told you guys yesterday, 60% that they're going to raise in September. So any other country has to be very mindful of that. We know that the global reserve currency is the US dollar. It controls SWIFT. The debt is in dollars. We're having the oil. We're having treasury yields. All of it, guys, is right there in front of our eyes. So we need to make sure that we understand what's happening, isn't it so? Will you know everything 100%? No, you will not. All right? However, know enough to make a decision. And that's what we've done with the pound. Lower fuel and food prices were also the main reason for that slowdown, guys, in the UK. However, the core inflation and services inflation remain a little bit sticky there. And this means that inflation risks are not completely gone. Aha! There we go. And I found this on numerous or several analysts' pages, and they all came out exactly the same. And it's exactly what I'm saying to you guys, that just because the inflation slowed down, it does not mean it is gone. So why does that matter for us here? Because lower inflation, all right, equals less need for higher interest rates. So the market right now, we are bearish on the pound, which we have been doing since yesterday before the news came out, just so you do know. All right, just so you do know. So traders will now expect the Bank of England to be a little bit more patient in doing what? Hiking those rates. Exactly, guys. All right, that's what I need us to understand here. Now, we also need to then go back and reevaluate. All right, if we are hitting 1.33379, guess what? We are going to relax when we get to that level. We will relax here. This is the hourlies, minute frames that we have traded here. That's it. All right, family. What we'll do for the rest of the week, once we've reached there, I'm going to go up now. I'm going to go up in the hourlies, and we're going to be seeing if there's any more possible downside here to 1.32. If there is, guess what? I was using the words this morning. We will be going and following the pathway until the path changes. Please make notes if you are. And if you can, we follow the path until it changes. We're still on this path right over here. Don't worry about the divergence. This is what happens. It's normal. All right. This is very normal. We need price to fluctuate low. We need impulses. We need, impulses, corrections. We need another impulse to the downside and another correction. This one may extend and then we come down, but we are still bearish on the GBP USD. Look at the Euro USD here, guys. We have reached that specific zone, 1.13955. All right. That is Savage's area of support. Savage, let me know how you feel about that, and we can show Savage some love there. All right, I'm showing Savage some love over there. All right, well done. You got us to see that area 1.13955. Wonderful. Now I'm going to be going up in hourlies later on. All right, to see where we stand, because the dollar continues to strengthen. Then we're going to be following a 2-hour path, 3-hour path, 4-hour path. That's a very important one here. All right. Something on the dollar for all of the guys that's really following me closely. There we go. That's for you. Brett, I see you there with the Rockets. Mohasi, there we go. That's your love right there, Savage. All right. Now, something on the US for all of you guys. All right. We know that the US tariffs has been placed on generic drugs, guys. All right. The US will keep 0% tariffs on important generic drugs until August 2028. All right, listen to that. Tariffs then rise to 100% for 1 year and 200% thereafter. Look at that. Yeah, nothing you say should. Yeah. Savage, there we go. I love it. Listen to this. The US will keep 0% tariffs on imported generic drugs until August 2028. Talk about strategy. Talk about playing chess. Is there anyone here that can understand what this man is saying? Then, after that, tariffs will rise to 100% for 1 year and 200% thereafter. Now, what is the goal of this? According to analysts, we know that this is the front line, the face, all right, of what's happening. But we know there's always a back end to something. Now, the front end is the goal is to encourage pharmaceutical companies to manufacture inside the US. Guys, we've been speaking about this for a very long time. Isn't it that there's so much competition happening in China? Yes. Isn't it that there's so much competition happening in the East, guys, that the US wants to be the biggest manufacturer? Do we not see what's going around, guys, that the Chinese is the manufacturing hub of the world? Let's not forget the simplicity of that. So if they are the king of manufacturing, there's competition coming. That is what happens in society, people. When there is a king, there will be a challenger. There will be a challenger. There'll always be a challenger. Are we together? And guess what? In this specific context, we're seeing the U.S. wanting to challenge the status quo of being the manufacturing hub of the world. Let's not forget the U.S. was there. The U.S. was there. Are we together, guys? Let's be honest. After World War II, we saw the U.S. come and become very powerful. China since it's been like 50 years or so. China has come up very quickly being that. It's a big move. Exactly, Dr. Ahmad. Absolute, it's a big move. Why? Because there is a back end to this, guys. We've been here before. We have been here before. And don't forget to like the stream. Like the stream, guys. Not the chat, the stream. Like the stream, guys. All right? All right, so this matters. Why does this matter? We're looking at the Euro USD here, all right? It matters because it supports the US manufacturing, but could increase that healthcare cost over time. So they want to get in there. And I can guarantee you this. I can tell you this. By the end of that, when it starts to be 100%, all the companies that have come in, there has to be a clause somewhere. All right? Listen to this. There has to be a clause in that agreement somewhere that if you manufacture in the US, from now up until then, there's going to be special tariffs for you. So whoever's in is in. Whoever's out is out. Because that's how business works. That's how marketing works. That's how sales works. If you're in that specific system, I'm telling you, you're going to get the benefits of it. All right? Think about any other insurance company. Think about them. All right? Think about medical aid. You in there, you with Discovery, you get something. You in there with Outsurance, you get something. You in there, guys, it's how business works. It's how business works, all right? Now, this is also important because it's positive for the US pharmaceutical companies. It's negative for overseas generic drug producers. That's not in there. Let's just face it. That's the reality of things, all right? So we're watching this very carefully. We're going to see how this increases the value of the dollar over time. It's not going to happen immediately, guys. It's a move that they are making. And rightfully so, they have every right to do it. It's business, isn't it so? It's a free market out there. You can do it that, as long as it's within the parameters of law. Okay, fine. I'm being nice here. There's a lot of things that happened over the past couple of months, all right, that we can debate. That's not international law friendly and so forth. Talk about the wars, talk about the assassination attempts, talk about the taking over of another country, etc. Those are all things up for discussion. We don't know all of the detail behind the scenes, but again, guys, people have their ways, isn't it so? So we'll be watching the dollar and the strategic move over the next, couple of months, over the next couple of years. But it's obviously a move for the dollar to remain in power. GBP USD, Euro USD, we're still seeing downside. AUD USD, look at this, guys. Look at this. Talk about following the pathway. Look at this. Now, traders, let's be frank here, okay? Don't forget to like the stream as we're being frank, okay? Let's be just very simplistic here. For us as traders here, it doesn't really matter whether it's going bad or good. Is everybody clear? Can I just point that out? Just say something in the chat facility there. All right? It doesn't really matter whether things are looking good or bad for us. If you know how to look at the structure, identify the zones within the structure, you'll always be able to generate some cash. You'll always be able to get online and you'll be able to extract money, whether it's $100, $1,000, all right, $100,000, depending on what your capital is. But you'll be able to extract all kinds of cash every week, every month, if you understand whether things are happening for the good or for the bad. It doesn't really matter, guys. I'll be more homegrown, all right? If South Africa is not doing well and you know how to trade, all right, you'll be able to make money. If the rand is not doing well, you'll be able to make money. Are we together, guys? And you'll be able to earn in dollars and you can convert that. All right, so it all depends on where you are. So that's why we have trading rooms. That's the reason why we have our refining and mentorships that will be coming up in the next couple of days. So make sure that you stick around because they're coming. You'll be able to see opportunities like this. Look at the AUD USD. Look at the AUD USD, guys. Very important to see here. Now, we know that the AUD also has quite a bit of interest rates that need to be hiked. But you can see here, guys, at this point in time, it's unchanged. And the dollar is still strengthening here. The same with the NZD. Look at this. I'm still in profits here. Who else joined on the NZD USD? Quickly, just put in the chat facility there. Remember, guys, I can't say to you trade. but I can't block you from seeing an opportunity and then you agreeing and saying, Ash, you know what? I've analyzed this. I like the way this looks, and I've calculated my risk. This is something that I would like to go for. I can't tell you what to do. No, I can't. That's just how it is set up at this point in time. Are we together? But you are a trader. You analyze the markets. You read the news. All right. And if you see that there is definitely an opportunity, a setup happening here based on what? Tools, or the usage of tools and the data, like divergence. There's divergence here. What is divergence? When the main chart and this indicator is showing us the RSI, and you can find divergence on different indicators. You can find them on the oscillators in specificity. But diverting means that the price is going one way versus the strength going the other way. And you can study that and you can use it to your advantage. Now look at this. We're following the pathway here. NZD, USD is pushing down. Now, when you look at the New Zealand dollar, it remains strong after the inflation jumped to 4.1%. That was above expectations. Markets now expect the Reserve Bank of New Zealand to continue raising rates. But it matters. Why? Because high inflation increases the likelihood of more rate hikes. So people are bullish on the NZD, yes. 4-hour, 12-hour, daily, yes. Bullish on the NZD. But what does market structure dictate? That where there's an impulse, there has to be a opposing force, a correction. So that is what we are trading. We are not trading the fact that the New Zealand dollar is weak. No, it's the fluctuation of the structure. That is what happens. So, impulse, we are trading the correction. And in the correction, the dollar is looking to strengthen. That's what's happening here. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is, guys. It's that simple, all right? So that's what we're seeing right now. It's looking beautiful. It's beautiful, all right? And I'm placing emphasis on beautiful. Look at that, 0.58. That's 58 US cents to the New Zealand dollar. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So we're waiting for this one to deepen down here to around 57 cents to the 57 US cents to the New Zealand dollar. All right, they're pretty matched up here, guys. New Zealand dollar is a pretty strong currency against the dollar. That's a very interesting one. So what are we seeing this morning? We're seeing the dollar strengthen against the major, or at least most of the major currencies. We're going to go to the USD JPY, and then I have to go back and I have to show Tabang the USD CAD. It's only fair that Ash does that, okay? So USD JPY, let's go see where the USD JPY is right now. And obviously, we're going to get into the other JPY pairs as well, all right? I will not omit that. Let's just quickly get USD JPY. If I can find the sucker. I hope I did not take off. Ah, there we go. There we go. So the USD JPY, you can see we have created a high. We're getting a correction right now. There's the higher low. There's the higher low in the structure on a 1 hour. All right? So we are still looking at some more upside here. But again, I said to you guys, look at all the trading there. That is scalping, guys, over time. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. All right. But what's important for us is to note that on the much lower time frames, the USD JPY here, there's a setup that is happening here. There's a setup that is actually happening here. The Japanese yen, all right, weakened obviously to that 163, right? It's the weakest level since 1986. If you're a factually driven person, all right, since 1986. Guys, let's be honest. Not everybody's factually driven here. All right, let's be honest. Let's be human. Not everybody enjoys a good fact. Some guys just, it's like, hey man, you know what? I hear you. It's a fact. Nice. I'm moving on with my life. Not everybody's the same. All right. Not everybody's the same. And that's a fact. Factually speaking. All right. Now, the reasons for this is rising oil prices. All right. Rising oil prices. We know that Japan's economy is pretty dependent on the imports there. Are we together? Higher U.S. yields widen the interest rate gap. That's where that carry trade comes in. If you guys are into the carry trade concept, you'll know that many guys will take their money out of yen. Yen is also considered a safe haven there, all right? Many guys will take their money out. They'll go and buy U.S. dollars instead of yens, and they'll get a higher interest on that. That's a very important. Make some money there, and then they'll come back later when we're seeing a better yen, okay? And so the Bank of Japan remains a bit cautious there. The government spending plans have raised fiscal concerns, and we're seeing this happen annually, where the government gets involved, and they come and they stimulate the currency, the economy, I beg your pardon, right? So markets are becoming increasingly alert for the possible what? Intervention by the authorities. All right, so we are bullish on USD JPY, yes. But like I said, there's a setup coming here, guys. There's a setup coming here. There is a lot of divergence here. And so there's a setup coming here where I anticipate, all right, the JPY to strengthen a little bit more against the dollar. And I think it's going to come through that government intervention. All right. It's going to come through the government intervention, but we'll see, and I'll unfold it to you guys when that happens. All right. The USD CAD here, that's for Tabang. Let's go. Let's go. The USD CAD. Now, if you've been watching the USD CAD, you'll see that we have been absolutely, guys, this is fun. Look at it from there to there. Absolutely accurate. And remember, I'm going to a certain percentage of accuracy. Let's go about 80, 90%. We can't be perfect, but look at this. Look at this. We're about 3 pips away from 1.41149. Look at that. Exactly, and that's why I keep the blue line there. Why? Because what the blue line does is it helps you engage with my chart. That you can see from our analysis how we've been following this path to the upside, where we're getting a lot of divergence coming down now. Do we anticipate it to reach there? Yes, but now there's a structure happening and we have to respect it. That's it. Tabang, I'm not sure what you're doing with the USD CAD, but I can tell you today that there's still possible, upside here past this 1.411, and that's on the higher time frames. That's on the higher time frames, which will engage later on in this week. All I'm looking for now is hourlies down. It's just hourlies down at this point in time. That's it. All right. We also need to go and look at the oil price. We can see here, guys, here's the oil price. We have now gone to 91. Now, please, let me remind you. Let me go back. Let's go back here. I cannot withhold this from you. My other profile is loading the hourlies. It's loading, so just give it a bit of time. It's going to do what it does. Just give it a bit of time. You can see there it's loading. All right, now look at this oil price here. This is what we did 2 weeks ago. Look at this. From here all the way up, it's reached the 50 mark and now the 93. This is what we did 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, traders. Look at this. Very interesting. Looking for a buy? That's on the USD CAD. All right, just wait for it. It's correcting right now. Okay? Look at this, guys. The oil price pushing to the upside to 93. Why did I keep this? So that you can see for yourself. So you can see how we are tracking over here, guys. All right? So the oil price, 93. This is increasing the dollar here. That's why we are still pushing down. So that's the oil price. The gold price, we're still seeing the increase to come. It's now officially above the hourly prices there, 4110. I'm anticipating the gold price to go up to 4375. That's what I'm anticipating. So I'm not worried about the minute frames that's going to correct and so forth. 4375. It's first going to hit 4156. We first got to hit 4156.14. And then I'm anticipating it to really push up nicely. Look at that. Oh, man, this is good. This is so good. That's the 4-hour look-see, 6-hour, 8-hour. So I'm not concerned about the minute movement at this point in time. Yes, we can capitalize on it. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's capitalize on it. Not a problem. But the hourlies gives us a better gives us a greater interest into the gold price. Okay, so this is the hourly charts. I'm going back to my minutes now. I'm going back to my minutes. All right, I'm going back to my minutes now. So the hourlies, guys, holding gold for that long is great. I'm going to be honest, holding gold for that, up until $4,300 per ounce, that is phenomenal, guys. It's just a matter of time. Some things you just got to wait out. It's just loading here. Just give it a bit of time. It's just loading. All right, guys. It's just loading. Brett, I see DXY and gold going same direction since last week on dollar strength, which shouldn't be, but the was, yes, exactly. It gives, Brett, it's exactly that. There is no ways that all assets are going to move exactly the same, in the same direction, at the same time, for the same amount of period. It's virtually impossible. It can't. It's exactly the same as if all assets are pushing downward. There's a crash if that happens. Are we together, guys? So either way, there has to be balance. Now, that's not a market principle. That's a life principle. That is not a market principle. Listen to what Ash is saying to you. That is not a market principle. That's a life principle. There has to be balance. You can't be successful in every single thing. Where do the lessons come from? There has to be lessons. Failure, so to speak, inverted commas, is a lesson. Not getting something right is a lesson. And getting something right is also a lesson at the end of the day. All right, guys. So that's important to note. So right now on the minute frames, remember 4,300 was the hourlies, 4,200 is the minutes. Hourlies down. A 1 hour chart down. All right. It's already above the 4112, anticipating 4203. That's the gold price. Look at silver. Look at silver. Reach the 59 as anticipated. Come on, guys. You got to give the chat. You got to give this a like. You got to give it something there, guys. You've been tracking with me here. All right. You've got to give it some form of love here. All right. In terms of direction, in terms of, following the path and the structure with precision. Look at this beautiful move from 57, anticipated 59. Did this happen over, let's quickly see over how many days it has happened. So it happened over a 2-day period. Guys, guys, if you're here for the first time, you've come to the right place. And if you've been with us, stay right here. All right. Don't go anywhere, guys. All right. And I'm going to give credit to a whole lot of the other guys out there in the market that's also giving the same quality content to the students and to the clients. I'm going to give them a shout out. I'm going to give them a love. I'm going to show them 100. If you are giving your people accuracy and you are giving them great content and a good mind to follow, all right, well done to you. If you're here, stay here. Don't go anywhere, guys. All right. This is home. So 59 done. Now we're anticipating a correction. We're anticipating a correction. So that's the oil price still going up. Gold, we're still anticipating it to go up. Silver, we're still anticipating to go up. But we're seeing a correction happen. The dollar here with the Euro USD, the GBP USD, the AUD USD, the NZD USD, we're still anticipating price to push down here in dollar strength. All right. Let's go to the stocks now, to the US stock futures. All right. We're going to start off here. We'll do US 30, then we'll do NAS 100, and then we'll do S&P 500, and then we'll do Russell 2000. All right. So just some info first on it here. So the US stock futures edged slightly lower, ahead of those major earnings. Alphabet, which is Google there, Tesla. We also have Texas Instruments. We also have GE Vernova. We have Philip Morris, all AI-related company, or the AI-related company, the Supermicro computer. That guy jumped nearly 20% after really strong results, all right? And in the previous session, we saw a lot of strong gains that was led by the technology and the chip stocks, which we saw yesterday. Now, the earnings are remaining the key drivers for the U.S. equities this week. All right, which I just mentioned now, the Alphabets, the Teslas, and so forth. Those strong tech earnings could continue supporting the NASDAQ. So from a US 30 perspective, we saw that this is a correction taking place. So we're still anticipating the US 30 to go up to 52,651. That's hourlies and minutes down, guys. It's now come to find some form of support, even on previous levels here. So we still, well, from what it looks, I'm still bullish on the US 30. All right. The NAS 100, I went in here yesterday. Now watch what I did. And I said to you guys, watch these lows. Watch these lows. What did I say to you yesterday? So it went up. I got in. And I said to you, watch these lows. And lo and behold, lo and behold, all right, look at this. Look at this. It came back to these areas or the zone over here. What did I say to you guys? I said to you that if you become better at identifying key areas or zones in the market structure, you become dangerous. You become dangerous. Low, high. Higher low, higher high. Higher low. Anticipating a higher high. I said to you, if price breaks here, it's a break of this entire structure. Why would I stay in this? I just wouldn't. Because the structure is talking to me. The structure is telling me. All right? The structure is saying to me, hey, Ash, wake up, buddy. The structure has been what? Violated, compromised, broken, torn down. Use any of the above. Broken, I'll use it just to simplify, right? I'm not staying in here. I'm not staying in here. I'm getting out. So for all the guys that are into the stop losses, and I want to speak to the minds that say that, you know, from a stop loss perspective. Sorry about that, guys. Can you guys see? Just give me a quick one there in the chat facility. Can you see it? Sunny, I see your response there. I receive it, man. We receive it. We receive it. Thank you very much for those kind words. Yeah. Can you guys still see the MT5? Quickly let me know there. We're doing very well here, by the way. We're doing very well for our first one in. All right. It's London session for all the guys. I want to speak to all the guys that want a stop loss. All right. Now, guys, once again, mitigating risk means you got to use a stop loss. Yes. It's a safety net. All right. That stop loss can also be debated as to what time you're trading, what style you're trading, what your schedule is. If you're trading 1 minute frames, then you're obviously not going to necessarily put a stop loss and leave the charts because you're scalping. It's active trading. You're right in front of your screen, so you exit when you want to. Versus a 4-hour time frame where you place a stop loss because you don't have time to look at your charts right now. So it becomes a safety net. So for you to always have a stop loss is debatable. Please, guys, it's debatable. If you're trading a 1 minute frame, you are right there. You're right there in front of your screen. You use a stop loss, which is like 2 pips away. Why? So you'll have your support areas that you identify because of structure. Now, imagine with me that this is a minute frame. It's an hourly frame. Imagine with me this was a minute frame. I'm watching this sucker right now. So if I put a stop loss right here, right there, a stop loss right there, and the minute frames, which is way more volatile, does this. Boom! Hits my stop loss. And then goes up. Do you see the difference, guys? Look at what I'm saying to you. Versus a 4-hour time frame, placing a stop loss there makes more sense. 3-hour makes more sense. Daily frame makes more sense because the NASDAQ still needs to rise a little bit here. All right? The NASDAQ still needs to rise above the 29,000. So if you're putting a stop loss here, example there, and you put and you place a take profit over here, guess what? There's a better risk and reward ratio here now because you're trading a higher time frame. But if you're trading minute frames, guys, it's a little bit different. Please listen to what I'm saying to you here. All right. So instead, be very active in looking at zones within what? The most immediate structure. Please, guys. Make sure that you understand that. All right. Now, NASDAQ still in the sucker, waiting for this guy to push to the upside. All right. Look at the Russell 2000. Whew. Talk about accuracy. My goodness. Look at this. Exactly. I wish I had a pop here because, guys, exactly to the 2984, and then it comes back. Where did it bounce above? It went above the blue, had a correction within what? Structure. High, higher low, higher high, higher low, which means on the higher time frames, we'll work it out as we go along. There's some more upside here, guys. Whew, it's beautiful. It's absolutely. Give me a better word for beautiful there, guys. I can't Google and find synonyms, but we are interacting here. All right, this is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And guys, you can make some good money on the Russell 2000. Just so you do know, you can make some good money on the Russell 2000. All right. So let's now go to the S&P 500. Let's go see what this guy's doing, and then we're gonna go to some of the others now. All right. So S&P 500, where are you? Where are you? Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Exactly to the 7521. 7521 point. Now, what I'm interested in is the higher time frame here, because if S&P goes till there, guys, do you know how much money we're going to be making there? So there's a structure forming here: low, high, higher low, higher high. Very, it's cramping up. Now, if it goes till there, remember this is the hour frame. So yes, it looks doable now, but you're also going to go and look at it from an 8-hour perspective. The much longer term movement is to the downside. There is too much divergence here. So am I seeing the monthly charts? I'm seeing direction to the downside. We got to create a new higher low here. All right. That area, this area, we need a new one right here. We need a new one right here. I suspect 6,000 to come back here. Just right there, about 669, 6988. Just actually this higher, 7015. All right. If not, it would push to around 6775, but a new higher low right there, so we can go higher. Because that's what happens. Price has to create a support to go higher. We have to create a support to go higher. And if you notice, there's a lot of what? Pullbacks, 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 and then one big one, boom, pullbacks, 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 resistance, one big one, boom, and then we go up. It has to create a support, just like it needs to create a resistance for it to pull back. That's how market structure moves. That is market structure. So we're still anticipating it to come down, but on the minutes, the hourlies, well, at least the hourlies down. If we do push above here, and I'll deal with this from tomorrow, okay? Right now for the week, we are pretty good. It's midweek. I'll deal with hourlies tomorrow and Friday, so you can set yourself up for next week, okay? That's the S&P 500. So S&P 500, US 30, we still have some movement there left on the NASDAQ, all right? We're waiting for those earnings to come in, all right? Now, let's go to some of those yen pairs we've been tracking as well. Some of the yen pairs. CHF JPY, all right? CHF JPY. We were right with this. Let's say 70%. It went up, got into a rejected zone, which we highlighted, rejected state. From there, it came down. So I need to restart this one. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do. So from an hourly perspective, this is the hour frame. Let's do this. Hold on. You can see that we found some form of center. So I can't use, you can see price is really consolidating. I have to use a higher time frame here. All right? I have to use this here. This is a higher time frame. Very, very important that you guys understand. Even the 3-hour, even the 2-hour. This is all higher time frames right now. I have to use a higher time frame. So look at this. Watch now. Let it load. I'm using a higher time frame. So we've now went to the 50. We've went to the 50 already. There's one more level here at 196. All right, there's one more level there. Now, what's critical here is for us to remember the following. We've got to get a break at 199. We're now at 200. If we can get a break at 199, I'm anticipating 196. I'm anticipating 196. So I'm going to leave this as is. If I get a break, now remember, you can trade from there to there. You can trade from 200 to 199, no problem. So there's essentially two, what do you call it? Two trades available here. Look at that. But I'm placing that blue line there for a reason, which you guys have seen now. And it's only trading from there to there. I'm not even considering here. I'm not even considering here for now. I'm just considering there. Once that happens, then I'll be gunning down here. That's CHF JPY. All right. Then let's go now to GBP yen. Yesterday got in here, trading the hourlies. Okay, got in. Here's the correction below 218. I still see the downside here, guys. The pound weakened today. Inflation. I still see the downside. All right. To everyone that saw this as well, and I said to you, watch these highs carefully. So I will not be surprised if price does that. I'm not surprised by that, because I put those arrows there for a reason. I said, watch those highs. There's lots of stop losses sitting here now. All right. There's lots of stop losses sitting here. So if this goes up, liquidity, boom, and then zoom down there, 215. Is everybody with me there, guys? Lots of stop losses here. There's guys that got in there at the top. It came down till there. They moved their stop losses. They trailed their stop losses. Are we together? Is everybody clear? Let me make sure everybody's clear. It's 10:19. We're doing very well. We're doing very well here. So they got in, sell around these levels here. There were many sell stops. Even here, sell stops right here. There's sell stops here. There's sell limits here. There's a lot of orders there, guys. All right. So, and with that, also stop losses. Sell stops are here, and then stop losses are placed here. Very simple. So if price goes up, hit stop losses, and then we come down. So I'm not even worried one bit about that. All right. NZE JPY is now approaching my area there, 94. Loving it 100%. Guys, I have to also maybe boast a little bit here. They say boast in the Lord, right? Okay, look at this. Look at the XAU EU. Look at that. XAU Euro. XAU EU. Look at this. Above the blue, and we're still waiting for it to go up. Look at this. Beautiful. After 3585, we're looking for 3652. This week, let's see if we hit that area. That's all we're trading. All right. Very, very important. Very important. All right. Then Euro JPY hit that zone. Guys, did we not draw the zone yesterday? Did we not draw the zone yesterday? Look at this. And it went there. And it's stuck there. What did we say? Watch this zone. And look at that. So we're waiting for this one. I'm waiting for 185. I'm waiting for 185. All right. AUD JPY. Look at this. AUD JPY. It's come back. It's gone up. Come back. 113.702. Looking beautiful. Looking beautiful so far. All right. Then AUD NZD. Did we not say we're looking for some buys here above 1.20? 346? Did we not say we're looking for some buys there? Yes. But you can see we've not gone above. Now watch this. I'm going to close off with this here when we're done. This is a London session for today. We still we're doing very well. All right. Last one I'm going to be dealing with here. Watch this. GBP NZD. I took this trade yesterday with you guys. Is there anyone else that saw this GBP NZD like I did there? I said we're already above the blue entry mark, and I got in. I got in right there. And look at this morning. Isn't that beautiful? So do I anticipate price to... Yes, I anticipate corrections. Yes. Yes, I anticipate corrections. But look at the GBP NZD. Look at that GBP NZD. This was yesterday. It's already moved up considerably. You guys see that? Look, I've got 2 positions in there. I've got 2 positions in there, guys. You guys with me there, guys? Let's see. Let's see where the guys are. You guys with me? All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I see it there. I see it there. I see it there. So I'm anticipating price to do what it does, for it to push to the downside. Yes, I do. However, I'm still bullish here. Now, just so we do know, because we're kicking off today, okay? What are the key themes that we need to watch out for today, my people? Listen to this. The key themes is those Middle East tensions. They continue to support the oil prices and the safe haven demand. All right? That's the first thing. The second thing is watch out for the high treasury yields. Any news on them, because they support them for the US dollar. We're trading those major pairs. I'm currently in a GBP USD trade. So, and I'm in an NZD USD trade. So anything on the yields there is going to increase my probability here. The lower UK inflation is weighing on the pound. So any more information on that supports my narrative. That higher New Zealand inflation, all right, is not good for our trade here, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen today or this week. Then we cannot forget the last one here, the US corporate earnings. Any comments from the Federal Reserve, all right, guys, or any of those earnings that come out positive, that has the potential to move those markets. So watch out for them today, guys. We're doing very well. This is our first session in. We still got 3 to go. At this point in time, the London session right now is still dollar strong. All right. We will be watching to see what happens at midday. We'll see what happens at midday. Also, the Euro GBP, I got out of this one because of that specific area there. We just really pushed that resistance. Then we create a low, and then we create a lower high. So I got, and again, I use the zigzag so I can engage. Lower high has been created. That's telling me that there's definitely exhaustion here. So that's about 6 pips away. I was very happy to take this specific trade. All right, I was very happy. From there to there, I made 30 pips. It was 30 pips there. Very, very happy about that. Nothing wrong about that. Okay, so let's come back at midday and we see where we are, but we're doing very well. Don't forget to like the stream. Let's get more guys on here. Let's make sure the guys get on here so they can see the simplicity. And then get those questions, whatever questions there are, make sure that you get questions as we do go along, because that is how we are being helped. All right. I'll see you guys at midday. You guys were great this morning. Beautiful this morning. We are strong dollar conscious this morning at the London session. All right. And we'll take it from there. See you at midday. Ashley Reeve signing out.